You all have things you like to do? Like, hobbies, interests. If you're anything like me, you probably do. If you're anything like me, you're probably worried that if you do them too much, you'll stop enjoying them, and then you just won't continue to do them, because why would you continue to do something you don't enjoy? I've had a problem for a while now, where I kind of won't do anything consistently, because I'm worried that if I do it consistently, I'll get burnt out, and then I won't enjoy it. I don't want to lose the things that I have in my life that I actually enjoy. I'll try not to write too much, I'll try not to exercise too much, I'll try not to mess with computers too much, because I'm worried I'll stop enjoying it. I'll burn out. I'll get to a point where I just don't find it fun anymore. I get that in most cases, this is kind of a pretty reasonable fear to have. If you do something of any description for too long, you will get burnt out. It's kind of just how, like, the human brain works. But it's been a problem for me, because I end up just not doing anything at all. Because I'm worried if I do it too much, I won't enjoy it. And then I'll stop wanting to do it. You gotta ask yourself at some point, I guess, do you want to do it, or do you want to do it? A little paradoxical there. And it's not really it's kind of a false dichotomy as well, because you really can have both. The problem with burning out, I feel like, at least the perception of it, is that it's not permanent. You aren't burnt out forever. You'll come back to things that you enjoy, because obviously you like doing them. You started doing it for a reason. So even if you get burnt out of something, you'll come back to it eventually. If that drive in you it's real, you'll come back. I feel like you can almost draw a comparison between any sort of hobby or interest and working out, like exercise. It's kind of the whole point of exercise, especially if you're just trying to build muscle to, like, get bigger or stronger or anything like that. The whole point is to progressively improve, like, your lifts, like how many reps you do, how heavy the weight is, everything like that, slowly over time. At the end of each set, you reach failure, and then you know, alright, I have a goal for next time. And now I know my limit. I think that can be applied to a lot more things besides just exercise. If you draw every single day, and then after like 100 days you're like, alright, this sucks. I'm not having fun with this anymore. You've reached your limit. You know what it is now, more importantly. You're not just blindly doing things until you don't find them fun anymore. You have at least somewhat of an idea of, like, where your limit is, and an idea of what it feels like. To sort of bring it back to, like, a working out analogy, when you get close to that point, I think it's worth it. If you're anything like me, you avoid doing things consistently for fear of burning out and not wanting to do them anymore. For me, it's a type of thing where if I don't want to do something anymore, I sort of tie my identity really heavily to what I do and what things I enjoy. Which seems like a pretty common, like, Gen Z, I guess, modern internet society, I guess, perception of self. It's all about, what interests you have, what pins are on your backpack, you know what I'm saying? What Funko Pops are on your wall. But I don't mean interests in terms of, like, property, media, whatever. I mean, like, passions. Like, my number one passion, the thing that I care the most about, and I've said this in other videos before, is storytelling. and crafting stories. Like this character that my skin is based on, it's one of my characters. Name's, well, take a wild guess. And all my characters are based on some level on myself and my experiences, because stories are inherently personal. So I tie the stories that I want to tell really closely to my own identity, and I want to make sure, certain, without an ounce of doubt, that they get put out there. And there's some part of me that wants to prevent burning out, because then I might not finish it. I might not even start to begin with. Or if I do start, I won't get very far, because I'll start getting tired of it. But I think at some point, it's been said kind of to death at this point, but you've got to just put pen to paper. Another phrase you hear a lot is, you can't let your fear control you. You almost don't know which fears are controlling you. You can't tell just by existing normally and going about your day as you usually do. If you don't have some amount of mindfulness about your own thoughts, where they come from, and why you think them, you're never going to realize what's holding you back. Or if you do, it'll take significantly longer than you would hope. That's why I think it's important to, in things that aren't just exercise, train to failure. You know what I'm saying? You have something you enjoy, you gotta do it until you can't anymore. At least sometimes. Not all the time. If you train to failure 100% of the time while you're working out, you're gonna, mess yourself up. You're gonna hurt yourself, for sure. But similarly, you've gotta reach that point eventually. Or at least every once in a while, so that you know what it feels like. And that's just the comparison I'm trying to draw here. You know what it feels like when you've reached that point where you just can't do it anymore. And more importantly, you know what it feels like when you've gotten close to the point where you feel like you just can't do it anymore. Because that's when it's time to stop, take a break, absorb everything that you've been through recently, and start again. Just like you would with a set while you're working out. You do your 20 reps of push-ups until you just can't lift your body off the ground anymore. And then you're like, okay, I know what that feels like. And so the next week you come back, maybe you do 19 this time, because you can tell that 20th one will get you to the point where your arms will just, stop being able to get you off the ground. But yeah, I think this might just be a me problem. Just my paralyzing fear of burnout, of failure, of not doing all the things that I perceive myself as, just the things that I feel I should be doing. Which is crazy, because I've had my talk before about what you should do versus what you can do. That might be the video I took down, I don't remember. One of them ended up going way longer than it really should have, and I just took it down because I wasn't happy with it anymore. If you feel like you should do something, honestly, that's all the more reason to continue to do it. And not hold yourself back from doing it because you're scared you won't want to do it anymore. Reminds me a lot of a quote from, I think it was a Healthy Gamer GG video. He said, and I put it on my wallpaper on my phone. 1 second, let me unlock it. All you can do is give it everything. That's what I got out of that. Oh hey, it's like the rarest block in the game. Crazy. All you can do is give it everything. I sometimes forget what that means and why that phrase stuck with me so powerfully. It boils down to, even if you fail, as long as you did your best, why are you worried about it? There is comfort in knowing you did everything that you could, even if you didn't get the outcome that you wanted. That's specifically, he said this in the context of being a doctor. And if you do your absolute best, you do everything that you can to save a patient, and they die anyway? Holy shit. What? Hello? What is this? What? Oh god. Is this a motherfucking trials chamber? What? I've literally never seen one of these. What? That just completely obliterated my train of thought. I saw the stone bricks and I was like, is this... Did I just run into a stronghold? And of course these billions of bricks, different kinds of bricks, they just take up your entire inventory, and now my inventory's full again, even though I just cleared it out. Thanks, Minecraft. Thanks for adding 1 billion blocks. Because the only thing that they feel safe adding to the game anymore is building blocks. In any case, it's a real comforting thought to try as hard as you can and just do everything you can. It takes a real weight off your shoulders when you stop holding back and thinking, I could have done better than that. Because you couldn't have. You did everything you could. And detaching yourself from the outcome, it's good for you. You know, it makes you realize if you did your best and you didn't get the outcome you wanted, it just wasn't under your control, and there's nothing you could have done about it. So why worry? I think that's pretty much all I've got for today's talk. That's the topic I wanted to get across. Don't be afraid to try as hard as you can. Even if it doesn't work. Even if it doesn't work out. So where does that get you? You know? But yeah, no, that's it.